It's probably the most entertaining game that we've seen in the UEFA Champions League. What a second leg this has been. And Barcelona with the advantage on the night and on aggregate, and Napoli responding in that first half as well. And this is really going to be a good one heading into the second half. We'll dive deep into what took place in the first stanza after this break, so stay with us.
To Arsenal's captain. Lovely ball. Here's Trossard, and Arsenal are level in the tie. Beautifully worked and expertly finished. Leandro Trossard.
Arsenal fans all around the world, including one Leger Williams in studio, smiling with that goal by Trossard, leveling it up on aggregate. But it's a pretty entertaining watch that we have on SportsMax too. Barcelona leading Napoli by 2-1, and they really went all out in the first few minutes. Barcelona hitting Napoli on the break, and they created several chances in this one, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, from the start, Barcelona started really good. This is maybe the third or fourth chance of the game. Yep. And I think maybe even the third for Fermin himself. But yeah, Barcelona was dominant. A lot of space that they were exploiting. Here we see Yamal, the 16-year-old, started from the own half.
Look at the pass that he makes though, Leger.
But look at the space that Napoli gives away there. But that's a great pass, as you say.
They call passes like that, they say it has a lot of technical empathy, because it allows the receiver to then do whatever he would like with
and he could have passed the safe one right behind him and let him run it, but it was quality there.
But one actually, like this goal, the response from Napoli, that was some good build-up on the right-hand side. And look at the finish from the defender though, Juan. Well, I think one is muted, but Leger chime in terms of that finish.
For a centre-back from Rahmani, that was an excellent finish. First time. That's not easy to do even as a top striker. So from a centre-back, moving forward, that was excellent work. And I think after that goal, Napoli decided to start playing football themselves, as they are a good footballing team, at least going forward. And they put Barcelona in a lot of problems.
Juan, what are your thoughts on the first half?
No, it's a case. Remember we were talking about intensity and what Barcelona at times has lacked? Well, they didn't lack it early on. The intensity was there. They were pressuring when they had the ball. They were pressuring to recover it. And that was basically what one of Xavi's main philosophies was about. Second of all, when they lost that intensity, that's when Napoli started to find the spaces, grow in confidence, get that 2-1 back, and maybe even had a chance to, on a couple of occasions, to try and even equalize. So to me, that's where you start to see things start to balance off, which leads to probably a very entertaining second half, or at least we hope so.
Yeah, that's the hope. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll have more discussion as we look ahead to the second half. Remember, Barcelona leading Napoli by 2-1. It looks to be a really exciting one, but stay with us. We have just about a minute to go before we rejoin our feed at the Camp Nou for this second leg match between Barcelona and Napoli. Barcelona with the advantage by 2-1. Leger, you said at the start of the game or before the start of the game that you expected this to be a high-scoring encounter. You still anticipate more goals being scored in the second half?
Yeah, I'm not one to deviate from my predictions, you know.
You did say Arsenal would also win 5-0, but besides from that...
Still not deviating. So I do think that I expected that open game. It has been that, especially transitionally from both teams. I expected, well, I didn't expect the transition level to be this high. I expected more control from either team, just the momentum swing from side to side. But we haven't gotten that per se. There really hasn't been any control by any team. Maybe Napoli for around 5-10 minutes, but apart from that, I think it's just really down to Napoli to try and remember their attacking principles, you know, players, midfield players, third-man runs. That's how they got their goal in the first place. So I think it's down to Napoli. I think this Barcelona team, what we're seeing, that's Barcelona. If any change is going to be made, I think it's going to be more so made by Napoli.
15 seconds. Any changes you'd make?
No, not as of right now. Both teams are doing what they had to do. Both teams have finally woken up. It just depends on who ends up executing better.
Eric, you're still thinking of the Barcelona win in the end?
I mean, as Leger said rightfully, I think Barcelona needs to try to control the game a little more. And if they do that, I do think it might actually end up maybe in a 3-1 for Barcelona for them to win. All
right, we got to go. It's time to rejoin our feed at the Camp Nou. It's a really entertaining one. If you missed the first half, you don't want to miss the second. Of course, you can watch the other game, Arsenal-Porto, on the app. But for this on SportsMax 2, Barcelona with a 2-1 advantage on the night, 3-2 on aggregate over Napoli. We rejoin our feed now for the second half.